Hola, Español, nivel uno. Today we had an entry task. We've started to do those again because they're pretty helpful. And your entry task was in Google Classroom. You'll see this document under Tarea de Entrada, and the question was, ¿prefieres las zanahorias o las papas? And yes, I do want a complete sentence. We've been working with preferir. And so to respond, I'm going to give you a minute to write before I answer your question. All right, probably what you want to write is prefiero. And you can write either las zanahorias or prefiero las papas. I wanted you to open up a document that is in your Google Classroom, or you could take the packet, either one, and it looks like this. So we had paper in class, and I will make sure that one of them is in Google. I think I already did make sure one's in Google Classroom for you in case you're absent. We talked about Diego Rivera, and he was a muralist in Mexico, and he painted lots of murals. And this one is of Tenochtitlan in La Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City. We talked about how this is a pretty advanced civilization. They built a very large city on Lake Titicaca in the middle of Mexico, way high up in the mountains. It was very advanced. They built bridges over the water. There are multiple different kinds of people all coming into trade, carry things, roll things. I mean, just technologically advanced. And it was to encourage pride in the indigenous peoples of Mexico during the 1930s, 40s, 50s when he painted. Just a close up of them trading gourds because we're talking about foods and bananas and tomatoes and such, and how they're trading things, buying things in the marketplace. And again, just the difference in the architecture of the towers on the pyramid, showing different influences, cultural influences and eras and styles. There was food vocabulary for this chapter, so we've done this repeatedly. Dinner, la cena. Beefsteak, el bistec. Meat, el carne. Fish, el pescado. Chicken, el pollo. Onion, la cebolla. Peas, los guisanos. Green beans, guisantes. I'm sorry, they're guisantes. They're not something I eat in Spanish. Green beans are las judías verdes. Lettuce, la lechuga. Potatoes, las papas. Tomatoes, los tomates. Grapes, las uvas. Carrots, las zanahorias. Rice, whoops, didn't mean to do that. El arroz. Grains, los cereales. Spaghetti, los spaghettis. Fats, las grasas. Butter, la mantequilla. Ice cream, el helado. Pastries. I get this one messed up because it's either los postres, or los pasteles. I think it's pasteles in this chapter, which is really cakes, which is why I'm confused. And beverages are las bebidas. So we wrote all that in our organizer. To be hungry is tener hambre. To be thirsty is tener sed. And that looks like where I stopped on this, but that's not quite where we stopped in class. So I'll go into Google Classroom and let's open up the document because we conjugated a bunch of verbs. You're probably going to want to get the notes from someone, but let me see. Let me make a copy of the document. And so I'll just show you where it is in Google Classroom. It should be right here. Here's the document. And you should have a copy of it. So file. And that's a link to the article that talks about all these things. File, come on, make a copy. Because I'm going to do answers. Anyway, make a copy. All right, so we read that. We talked about these things. Dinner, la cena. You can look these all up too. I don't think I'll pick up here. You should have cards for this. Why is it still doing caps? I don't know. Anyway, I'll go back and I'll fix this and I'll repost. To be hungry is tener hambre. To be thirsty is tener sed. All right. Tener is an irregular verb. It's tengo. Tú tienes is something called a shoe verb because it's going to be irregular in the pattern right here. If I get a chance, I'll go through and I'll fill these with a funky color. That didn't really look like it filled anything, so I'll fix it. Tiene, tenemos. I don't even want to try it. Tienen. Tener is to have. Caminar is to walk. Okay, yo camino. Tú caminas. This is a regular AR verb, so this one should be relatively easy. Ella, usted camina. Nosotros caminamos. Would help if I knew how to type. Caminan. There, caminan. All right, levantar pesas is to lift weights. Yo levanto. Tú levantas. Él levanta. Nosotros levantamos. Ellos, ustedes levantan. Regular AR verb. Mantener has the word tener in it, and it's to maintain oneself. And so it's going to be conjugated like tener. Mantengo. Tú mantienes. Él mantiene. Nosotros mantenemos. Ellas mantienen. And then hacer ejercicio is to literally to do exercise. But translated, it's probably just exercise to exercise. Yo, a regular verb, hago ejercicio. And that's not really part of the verb, so I'm not gonna put that in there. Tú haces. Ella hace. Nosotros hacemos. I could type. HAC, hacen. Preferir is to prefer. We've been doing this one. This I could, but I can't type. Yo, and this one's stem changing also. Prefiero. Yo prefiero. Tú prefieres. Él prefiere. Type. Nosotros preferemos. Prefieren. Deber is to ought to. or should. I don't know what I was thinking for the third blank. Anyway, yo debo, tú debes, not bebes, debes. Type the right word there. Él debe, nosotros debemos, deben. Creer is to believe. In this chapter, it is used to say, I think so, I think not, I don't think so. It's to creer is actually to believe. But again, in this chapter, it's going to be, I think so, yo creo que sí. So it's creo. It's a regular ER verb. You just cut off that ER, tú crees. So it's going to have two E's. Él or ella cree. Nosotros creemos. Ellos creen. And this is going to be yo creo que sí. Yo creo que no. I think so. I think not. And we covered the verb ser. Ser is one of the verbs for to be. And it is yo soy. Tú eres. Not with a T. Eres. Él, ella, es. Nosotros somos. This one's sois, but don't worry, it's got an accent mark and I'm going to ignore it. Sois and son. Ellos son. Again, typing. All right. Estar is the other form of to be, and that is where, we'll conjugate it, and that's where we left off. Estoy. No, that's not how you type it. Estoy. Estás. Está with accent marks, but my computer's not doing that right. Estamos. Estáis. Están. And in this chapter, estar is used. We'll get to that tomorrow. So that's where we left off today. This we filled out. It was today. These are what we're going to cover. You should be able to talk about food and beverages, focusing on dinner. So you should be able to go through and kind of check these as you feel comfortable with them. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.